Have you ever wondered why you keep ending up in the same spot in your business? Even though you try new things, it seems you always land in the same place. Well, I'm here to tell you it's not because of bad luck. It's not because you're not trying hard enough. It's because of patterns. And today I'm going to be breaking down the 3 common patterns that I see with most entrepreneurs and how to interrupt them. Welcome to the Brand Bridge, the podcast for purpose-driven women entrepreneurs who are ready to build a personal brand with structure, without compromise, so that they can reach their ideal clients that they feel called to serve. My name is Melissa, and today I'm going to be talking about the most common patterns that I see with my clients, with entrepreneurs in general, that just keep us stuck, that keep us in this same kind of ending up in the same spot, even when we thought we tried something different. And so it's very common, right? So why do patterns develop in the first place? Well, our brain is a very cleverly designed instrument, right? And when we experience things and when things happen to us over and over, we always have a tendency to choose what is safe, right? Our brain is always looking to keep us safe. Our brain is, kind of tuned into survival. And so it's always going to pick what's familiar. It's always going to pick what it knows is safe and aligns with what you believe about yourself. And so that's why patterns happen. It's just a habit that's been built. Whether it's good or whether it's not, your brain actually doesn't know the difference between good and bad. It just knows actions and it knows habits. And so when you build certain patterns, it is hard to interrupt them, right? It's hard to disrupt them because you're so used to flowing and going in that direction. However, a great quote, a great verse says that not to conform to this world, but be transformed with the renewing of our minds. And that gives us hope that we can renew our minds. And science also shows us that we can renew our minds too. It's called neuroplasticity. So it's the idea that there's certain patterns, there's certain connections that have been made over time. And the longer we stick with those connections, the stronger the connection is. And of course, as we get older, it gets harder, right, to make new habits, but it's always possible. So I'm going to dive right in and let's get into this. What is the first one? So the first one is the overthinking loop. The overthinking loop sounds exactly what it is. It's those moments where we just get stuck overthinking everything we're doing. And because we're overthinking everything we're doing, we're not taking action. We're not taking action because we're waiting for a better time. We want it to be perfect. We want it to sound just right. And oftentimes too, what I see a lot is there's a fear attached to the overthinking that either you're going to get something wrong or you're afraid to commit to something. You're afraid to be really specific about something because you feel like, yeah, but in my business, I also do this other thing, or I also want to help these other people. And so I don't want to be too specific because then I'm not reaching the people I feel like I want to reach, or, I don't want to leave anyone out. And so these are common overthinking loops that we get into. But your message is going to be for everyone you feel called to serve because it's yours. It's personal. That's why I started this podcast. That's why I do what I do as a personal brand and messaging strategist, because I know the power of being intentional with what you're saying, what you're articulating. And when you are really clear about that, really clear about what your message is and the words that you're using, the right people are going to find you. Your community is going to find you. Your tribe is going to find you. So to interrupt this pattern, what you have to do is get really clear on what it is that the solution that you have, like what you carry, your gift, your talent. What is the transformation that you are bringing to someone else? And then take action on that. Overthinking, what overcomes overthinking? Action. When you just decide to say, you know what, I'm going to plant my flag here and I'm going to go. The clarity from taking action is going to tell you more than whatever it is your mind is trying to put together and process. It will be so much more clear when you can take action and say, nope, that wasn't it. Or, yep, I'm onto something. The second pattern that I see very often is the comparison trap. So, of course, like it sounds, it's about comparing yourself to other people in your industry. And it's okay and it's great to admire the people who maybe are a bit more advanced than you in terms of your business or how, or the things that they're doing. It's okay to admire. It's okay to be inspired. But when you really start copying someone or like comparing someone, it's like apples and oranges. There's no comparison because even if you both do the exact same thing, you have something that's unique because you have an experience, you have a story, you have something that they don't have. No matter how far they are in their business, you have something unique. And when you can just really understand and focus on what is that's unique about me? What is it that I have, that I carry, the gift that I have, the perspective that I'm here to share? How is it like, what is mine? And then you stop comparing because there's nothing to compare to. They have their own journey and you're on yours. So how do you interrupt this pattern? You interrupt this pattern by keeping focus where focus should be. And that is on your business and that is moving forward. And the third one that I see often is the external fix pattern. So the external fix pattern basically looks like you decide that you need a new logo, you need a new website, you need new pictures, and you're fixing all of these external things, the visual identity, or you're going to change your colors, or you're going to slightly change your colors or add a color. You're kind of changing all of these external things. And that even includes working with different AIs. Maybe you're even wanting to hire a coach or something like that. And you're thinking that all of these external things are going to help fix your business. And so you do the thing, you get really excited, and then you're posting for 2 weeks straight. And then on the third week, it's like motivation done. Because you didn't actually fix the problem. You just put a Band-Aid, you put some nice colors on something that needed more depth, something that needed to be fixed actually at the foundation. But when we start a business, we don't even consider the foundations anymore. We start our business, we go, we do stuff, we grow, we change, but we never change the foundation. It's like a house. If you don't take care of the foundation, then everything you're building on top of that, what's going to happen? A few years ago, we actually fixed some cracks in our foundation because in our basement, water was coming in and it was just like we had to change the floors and everything. But that's what happens when you think, oh, well, I already did that part. I don't need to revisit it. Yeah, you do need to revisit your foundation, which is your brand, because especially if you've pivoted, especially if you're rebranding, especially if you've just naturally progressed in your business. If you've grown in your business, you need to revisit your brand to make sure that you're still aligned. Like what you're doing, is it still aligned? Who you're serving, is it still aligned? The transformation that you're offering, is it still aligned? even though you're growing, even though your message might stay very similar, there's some aspects around it that are going to need to be changed. And that's at the foundation, that's at the root. So before thinking about getting pictures and logos and all of these external things, think about, am I still aligned? So the pattern disruptor for this one is that sitting with yourself and asking yourself, am I still aligned to what I'm creating and what I'm building, who I am, who's it for, and the transformation that I'm giving? Does it still connect to my message, to who I am now, who I'm becoming, and who I feel in my heart I've been created to be? So those are the three most common patterns. So interrupting patterns can feel very uncomfortable, right? Because you're going against what your normal reaction and your normal habit would normally be. And so that can feel uncomfortable. But I just want to encourage you that just because it feels uncomfortable doesn't mean that it's wrong. It just means that this pattern is starting to break. And when something's starting to break, obviously there's pieces falling off, there's like cracks, there's a pressure there that comes with it. Now, if your pattern, if you're the thing that you're trying to disrupt is giving you, is like keeping you up at night, if you're getting kind of extreme kind of like anxiety, if you are, I don't know, if you're just feeling really extreme feelings, then maybe, and it's not to say that it's not right, but maybe the timing's not right. It's something that, it's like it's not no, it's just not now. And so just remember these key things. Like, if you notice a pattern that you are repeatedly doing in your business, take a moment, write it down, and just notice it at first. You don't have to go into changing anything major, but just notice, like, oh, I noticed that when that person reached out, I kind of felt overwhelmed, and I felt, or whatever the word is for you, or when I do this thing, I kind of feel like it doesn't feel aligned anymore. Just start writing certain things down that you're noticing about the way that you're showing up, about the work that you're doing, or even the people that you're working with. Maybe the clients aren't aligned anymore, and that's okay too. But just start writing certain things that you are noticing, because when you notice, that's the first step of making the change. So after hearing these three, which one do you think that you normally fall into? Is it the overthinking loop? Is it the comparison trap? Or is it the external fix pattern? I'd love to know which one you often find yourself falling into. I know which one it is for me. I do one a lot, I would say, overthinking. I think that's probably my number one personally, but I'd love to hear what yours is. So leave it in the comments. And while you're down there, go check out in the description a link to my free brand clarity quiz. It's going to let you know where you stand right now in your business and what the very next step you should be taking in it so that you can get closer to where you see yourself and where you want to be. So thank you so much for joining, and I'll end the same way I always do. And that's to encourage you to live with heart, lead with purpose, and do both compromise free. Until next time, bye.